that are built up.
That's just true. That's just true. If you ask like random person on the road, like, why is pedophilia wrong? Like, I don't really think about why it's wrong. If you ask some random guy, why is murder wrong? What is his obsession with feminizing Kuihman in this video? Jesus Christ.
Going on as the doxing information of Willie Mack, his wife, and where their wedding is going to be is just playing in the background, I can kind of see why Willie Mack came to that conclusion.
How how is it fair at all to assume that Willie Mack, like, okay, if you just dug into it at all, if you just dug into the claim at all, there's no proof for it. So no, you can't understand it. You can't understand it because you're just going off of vibes.
In order to dismiss everything that I've said. And if so,
what have you even said? You've said like he's a hypocrite because all right, I guess let's just watch this hit piece. 35-minute Kuihman video. This mogs could this be the new Kuihman hit piece? Maybe. Could this be the new epic Kuihman hit piece? Better than Vincent Martin. Is Gilded Poo gonna do what Vincent Martin couldn't? That's the question we got to be asking ourselves while watching this 35-minute Kuihman hit piece. I did not pre-watch this. I watched the first like minute and I was like, okay, I want to watch this on stream. This seems funny. So let's watch this.
If you've got an issue with my video, if you've got an issue with something I said, respond to it. Fire up a live stream and react. Do a response video.
So today we're going to be talking about some limey Angloid Destiny knockoff that bears the face of a man that lost gallons to lolly.
Gallons? Jesus, pints maybe. Pints maybe.
If you've got an issue with my video, if you've got an issue with something I said, respond to it. Fire up a live stream and react. Do a response video.
So today we're going to be talking about some limey Angloid Destiny knockoff that bears the face of a man that lost gallons to Lolicon. And also on top of that, he has a YouTube channel with a little under 10,000 subscribers called Kuihman. I don't know what the fuck that means. It's probably Jewish or something.
Very low-hanging fruit. Very low-hanging fruit. Listen, I'm not going to act like I'm a W comedian. I'm not a comedian or anything. I'm not going to pretend like I am, okay? Listen, I was actually in DMs with SLANDERED. You know what she told me? You know what she said to me? You know what she said to me? You know what this SLANDERED individual, I almost said bitch, but I took back the tweet. I took back the tweet, so I'm not going to say words like that anymore. You know what I said to, you know what this SLANDERED bitch, fuck, fuck. I did not mean to, that was actually an accident. That was actually an accident. You know what this SLANDERED person said to me? I don't care that you tweeted that I'm a bitch, because that's true, but why did you do it? I thought it'd be a funny tweet. For your sanity, I watched it Lio Convoy modded. What does that mean? Lio Convoy did a watch party of a Kuihman hit piece? W, true. That's base, that's epic. You should become a comedian. I've considered it. So listen, I'm not a comedian. Okay. Many people have been saying I should become a comedian, like SLANDERED. SLANDERED has been saying this. SLANDERED has been saying I should become a comedian. But I'm not, all right? But I do have the authority to say that the Jewish thing is very low-hanging fruit. Very low-hanging fruit, all right?
But I didn't really know a whole lot about this guy. And up until he made a reaction to one of my videos that I wasn't even awake to entirely witness, I didn't really care that much about him. Well, in that video, I am talking about a guy who 4 years previously, when he was 17 years of age, had groomed a 12-year-old girl whilst simultaneously being in a pedo hunting community.
Wow, W edit. W edit. Okay, this is a W edit. What do I remember from that video? Not much. Not much. I remember thinking it was kind of like a nothing video. Like a video that was born out of spite. Like, oh, I hate this guy, I'm gonna make a video on him. Rather than like, there's strong evidence. That's just based on memory. Maybe we can watch that video after this. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know, folks. I don't know, Mrow folk. I haven't live. Ugh, fuck. Oh my God, I'm dying. I haven't been live in a few days. All right. I'm relapsing, folks. I'm relapsing, folks. All, what is this, 96 of you watching? All 96 of you watching? What are you saying in my chat? This guy is giving me gay rape vibrations. By chatter, rape the messenger. Wow, W.
Kuihman did not like my take at all. Not only did he not like my take, in response to one of the chatters in his stream, he decided to, I guess, make excuses for the groomer in question.
Dude, you're literally, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. The big pictures they watch pedo hunting content at the time as they're messaging the mind, they knew it was morally wrong and they still did it. This is exactly what I mean. It's like, knew it was morally wrong. No one operates like that, dude. To just look at it as, they knew it was wrong and they did it anyway, therefore they're evil. It's like such a retarded low IQ viewing.
What does that even mean, Kuihman?
What? Why do you act like you don't know what that means?
For the groomer in question?
Dude, you're literally, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. The big pictures they watch pedo hunting content at the time as they're messaging the mind, they knew it was morally wrong and they still did it. This is exactly what I mean. It's like, knew it was morally wrong. No one operates like that, dude. To just look at it as, they knew it was wrong and they did it anyway, therefore they're evil. It's like such a retarded low IQ viewing.
What does that even mean?
The person was severely, Jesus Christ. The person was severely autistic and raised in an abusive household, complaining of malnourishment, Limphao. Yeah, I don't remember the North video. I don't even know if I watched it on stream. I think I might have just watched it through you. Through Kuihman. Through Kuihman for the folks in back.
Kuihman, the entire point of morality is to stop you from doing things that you...
The victim was a young teenager. They were like 12. I believe. It was 12 and 17. So like 5 years.
You know is wrong.
If I remember right, I don't think any nudes were exchanged. I think it was just like ERP shit, which isn't, I guess, good. But I guess it's, you know, not as bad as it could have been.
I want to reiterate this, by the way. This wasn't a 17-year-old that should know that grooming is wrong. This is a 17-year-old that, for a fact, absolutely knew it was wrong. Because, again, he was...
I don't remember anything about this North shit, so I can't even say anything about this. I gotta rewatch that video.
In multiple pedo hunting communities. There is no universe in which you saying people don't work that way makes any sense. Unless you're saying he doesn't deserve the criticism he's received for doing something he knew was wrong. That's a really strange take. A take, by the way,
I'd also need to see more of the context of what Kuihman was saying. I feel like this one like 5-second clip isn't enough to like stretch out his entire perspective or take on this.
He expands on here.
Most people.
Oh, here we go. Okay, W.
Grow up, and they're like 12, and they break something, and their mom shouts at them, and then they cry, and she stops shouting at them. Then they learn that if you act sad, people might give you an easier time, and then that behavior builds up, and then they become manipulative as an adult. Like that's how it works. That's how most people are formed. How behaviors are formed. People don't do this clinical. Most people, I'll say. Some people have a particularly good internal locus of control and all that shit.
The guy made a video on Kuihman and still won't have a public discussion with him? No! No! Gilded will talk to me on stream. Why won't he talk to Kuihman? Fuck, where is... God, what's this guy's name? Poopot? Yeah. Gilded. Vladimir. Oh, I'm getting a DM from a special someone. I think we might switch content. Oh, I've gotten an update. girl conversation by having a birth rate debate with an Australian. Okay, this is gonna be epic. This is gonna be epic. He's so cool. He's so epic.
So they are able to do this. But most people, the unwashed masses, the average fucking retard out on the street, does not do an evaluation of their behavior and what they believe to be wrong on some consistent principle, and then change their behavior based on that. They are animals that operate on learned behaviors that are built up.
That's just true. That's just true. If you ask like random person on the road, like, why is pedophilia wrong? Like, you don't really think about why it's wrong. If you ask some random guy, why is murder wrong? Like, they're probably not going to have a good answer for it. And it's not really like a bad thing. I get what Kuihman's saying here, but I guess it's like, fuck, I just don't remember what this video, I don't remember what was in the video, I think is the issue. And he's not like framing it super well. I don't know what was in the video.
Up over the course of their life.
What are you trying to say? Are you trying to say that the unwashed masses are somehow immune to criticism for doing things that they know are wrong?
No, but they're immune to the one criticism of you saying they knew it was wrong and they knew why it was wrong and all this shit, right? That's the point of that, right? That's the point, right? Random person can be criticized for something, but you can't criticize them for knowing like the fucking specifics of why it's wrong and then all that, I think is the point of what Kuihman's saying.
Just because they don't have a clinical analysis of their own moral views? What the fuck does that even mean? All this comes off as is you excusing a guy who groomed a 12-year-old kid. You're
okay. Okay. I hate pedophiles because I'm not one. Let's go. Let's fucking go.
Take that you're giving right now is easily a take that can be used to justify any instance of grooming. It's not like this motherfucker argued whether or not the guy had groomed the kid. Like, he literally, in the stream, straight up says, yeah, that's grooming.
I mean, yeah, that is grooming. I just, you know, I don't know how much weight I put on it. Because it's just so easy for teenagers to end up doing stupid shit like this when they're in mixed age groups. But we'll see what else there is.
The girl was 12. What the fuck, bro? Every seriously idiotic thing he says came after he had already acknowledged that it is, in fact, grooming.
So, like, a touch starved, they're talking about being abused by their mother. The mother certainly wasn't talking to them well. I don't know if I'd call those messages abuse on their own. They certainly weren't nice messages. I can probably believe that this was, like, impoverished.
Impoverished? I have no idea if he grew up poor. Neither do you. Why are you injecting that into the conversation, Kuihman?
Dysgenic.
Dysgenic? No comments on the dysgenic. He agrees with the dysgenic line.
Malnourished, abused. Little weirdo. Basically.
So, first off, we have no idea as to whether or not he was malnourished. As far as the
I mean, I could be wrong. Fuck. Didn't Gilded Friends Beckett have a similar take? Of what?
touched
of
on
this?
the conversation, Kuihman.
Dysgenic. Malnourished, abused. Little weirdo. Basically.
So, first off, we have no idea as to whether or not he was malnourished. As far as the touch-starved claim, well, that was the guy's excuse for having groomed the kid in the first place, as seen in this clip.
From like
He was just a kid himself. I mean, that's probably my take. Again, the line between 17 and 18 is almost non-existent. I don't think, like, just because he's 17 it suddenly makes it fine that he was messaging a 12-year-old. But at the same time, I think when you're a teenager, you're probably going to do stupid shit. And I think if this behavior... I forgot the specifics of the story. If this only happened once and then he didn't do it again, I don't really care. Who cares? But if this is like repeated behavior, like he's specifically targeting people significantly younger than him, right? That would obviously be an issue. I just don't remember enough about this story. And he's not really doing like a TLDR about it. We're kind of... I feel like we have to watch this. We might have to watch this video and stretch out the stream an hour. No!
I can remember I was very touch-starved during that time period.
So yeah, Kuihman just ran with that. And as far as the abusive household or the abusive mother, well, that's based entirely upon this screenshot, which is literally just...
This is my abusive mod. Abusive mod? Fuck, abusive mom. Just a teen doing stupid shit can grow out of it as an adult. No, yeah, I mean... It's the same thing with, like, Doc on the Radio. When Doc on the Radio dated a 13-year-old at 17, people are acting like... people are acting like that's the end of the world. Like, no, he's still realistically, like, a kid. I don't think things that you do when you're, like... teenagers, even to early 20s, depending on what it... Obviously, if you're fucking, like, blowing people's heads off with a fucking shotgun, obviously, like, maybe that's a little bit different. But, like, things socially, when you're doing things socially to people, I don't really think it should be held against you to an insane amount of scrutiny. Like, at the time, sure, fucking scrutinize the person, whatever. But, like, years after the fact, who cares what you did when you were 17? Or when you were, like, 20? Or when you were, like, 15 or 14? Who cares? Who cares? You know, who gives a fuck? Obviously, there's lines to it, though. If this guy was I need to fucking watch the original video because I don't remember if this was a pattern or if this was only one person. If this guy was going out of his way, to specifically target people like significantly younger than him, obviously that changes things for me. But if this is just a one-time thing and he didn't do it again, I don't really care. Like, it's bad. Say it's bad, but, like, they need to be killed over it? I don't know. Probably not.
Just his mom telling him to stop whining and to do his fucking chores because the little fucking brat, when he was like 15 or 16, had told her that he wants to get paid for doing all this work and was acting like doing chores was somehow like slavery. That's what Kuihman is basing the abuse allegation on. But...
Is he? I don't even know if he's seen that screenshot. Was that in the video? It might have been.
Somehow, Kuihman manages to make it even worse in the following clip.
A teenager talking to a faceless user online. You know, they haven't met in real life. No concept of what this 12-year-old is actually like, of them actually being a 12-year-old. Like a physical 12-year-old. It's like, if you are so lacking in any sort of basic empathy, or you're so deranged by some shit that happened to you as a kid, or you're so optics cocked that you cannot possibly imagine how an autistic, abused 17-year-old that escapes online could end up having inappropriate interactions with someone too.
Listen, this Kuihman guy is really hell-bent on defending this idea of an abused child who escapes to the internet and then accidentally grooms a 12-year-old. Listen, I'm not pointing fingers, okay? This Kuihman guy is very hell-bent on this abused 17-year-old argument, this malnourished. Kuihman also says, I remember, I think a few streams ago, he said he only eats like 600 calories, he said. Kuihman only eats 600 calories, he said. This abused, malnourished 17-year-old who escapes to the internet. Interesting.
Too young. Without it being pedophilia. If you are so lacking any basic fucking reasoning that you can't understand that, you are the sort of person that we need to cast out into the fucking wastes. Seriously.
So number one, whenever he says they never met, it wasn't for a lack of trying. They literally were talking about meeting up in the screenshot.
What are your plans when we meet? Well, okay. Like, this is shit people do all the time where they're like, what are we gonna do when we meet? I've done this shit to Gamma. Gamma, when we meet, I'm gonna take you to Burger King or some shit, right? Yeah, I say this shit, like, fucking, dude, I've literally said this to Kuihman, like, Kuihman, when we meet, I'm gonna fucking, I don't remember, okay? But, like, this, it doesn't mean anything, okay? There's, like, it's like a credible, it has to be credible, I think, right? I'm, like, dying right now, holy shit. It has to be credible, right? Credible plans to meet is not just saying, like, when we meet, what do you want to do? Right? A credible plan to meet is like scheduling dates, looking up flight tickets, you know, making like an actual plan, stuff like that. Just saying offhandedly, like, after you're done e-sexing or in the middle of fucking e-sexing or whatever, you're like, what are we going to do when we meet up? It's like, okay. You know, this isn't like credible. It's like death threats, right? If you just say, I'm going to kill you, that obviously lacks the impact of a credible death threat where you're like actually planning out the crime and, you know, going into detail about how you're going to fucking kill the person or whatever. Right? So, like, for all intents and purposes, like, no, they were not planning to meet. Especially if you didn't know what they looked like. I would never meet up with someone if I didn't know what they looked like physically. Like, autistic, retarded, North guy. So, who knows?
That he had seen by this point in the video. So he's just being deeply disingenuous about the seriousness of this.
Oh, is there another screenshot? I dare you to tell me what would you lose your virginity to? A candle. W.
By this point in the video. So he's just being deeply disingenuous about the seriousness of this situation. Secondly, more importantly than that.
Okay, no, Gila, it's like rape threats. It's not kiss, it's like rape threats. Like, when I meet you, I'm gonna do something bad. Okay, that's come on. We don't appreciate slander in the chat. Misinfo is not appreciated on the MrowLive channel. Okay, come on.
If you're going to sit here and talk about empathy ad nauseum, why is it you're only showing empathy for the groomer in this situation and not the 12-year-old kid?
Kuihman's Crusade. Uh-oh. Very long title card.
And so for the meat of this video, we're going to be discussing the Kuihman versus Willie Mack drama that's been...
Whoa! What is this guy's obsession with feminizing Kuihman? What is his obsession with feminizing Kuihman in this video? Jesus Christ.
Going on.
Oh, the Willie Mack. Okay. This is probably where I'm gonna fucking throw a bitch fit, dude. He's gonna have some terrible takes about the Willie Mack shit. I just know it. Oh! All right, here we go.
For a little while. Calling it a drama is a bit dishonest, however, because the reality is it's just a fucking moral crusade. So the core of this drama is that Destiny
Moral crusade? I don't know.
Had sent a Google Drive to a girl that he did not confirm the age of. A Google Drive that contained pornography that he recorded that he shared without the consent of the other people in.
It was more than just a Google Drive, to be clear. It was more than just a Google Drive. It was more than just a Google Drive. He sent individual videos. God, I wish I just fucking... God. Okay, I need to put out my video so I can stop fucking... Where is it? Is it this? It's this. I don't think I have much BJ stuff recorded. Ooh, there was a girl once, in parentheses, Pixie. She was young, so she was kind of new and wasn't good. But she would just hold on to me and tongue the head a lot, which actually ended up feeling good, lol. But no cum shot. Do you want that video? I'd love it. OMG. And he sends the video of Pixie. Why do you have this preloaded? Because I'm making a video on the Destiny stuff. So I have the file, like... Is it quick selected in the file explorer? I have multiple screenshots. What is this one? Yeah, here's this. I have a screenshot of the lawsuit thing. W lawsuit screenshot.
In said record.
But it was more severe. I feel like this is downplaying a little bit. Like, no, it was not just a Google Drive. Like, he haphazardly sent a Google Drive. But whatever, semantics. Semantics, sure, semantics.
Recording. This has resulted in a lawsuit and has been a seam.
Can you show your thumbnail? Yes. Where is it?
Who at this point had made 50-something hours worth of content going over the Destiny drama, decided he would then purity test Beckett over this fucking Willie Mac video that apparently he didn't like very much.
I'm asking for you to engage with, like, the statements that are being made. If a video fails on its central premise, is it not, by definition, a bad video? You say you're doing...
How is this purity testing?
By Willie Mac.
Okay, he's also missing out on so much. Holy fuck. I'm the one who called Beckett and started autistically debating him. Okay? I'm the one who called Beckett and started autistically debating him. Because I think Beckett has principles that he's unwilling to, enact upon. He's soy cucked himself. Beckett has cucked himself by trying to fucking do the gay hypocrisy hunting and not just saying, like, this is bad because it has bad research. Beckett, in his videos, the thing that makes his videos good, or the thing that he says makes his videos good, is the research aspect. So I felt, in my mind, okay, if he cares about research, then he should look at this Willie Mac video that was poorly researched and say that it's bad, and say that, yeah, bad research, bad video, whatever. Obviously, that he did not care. He did not give a fuck. And then Kuihman joined, like, afterwards, because I was trying to get Beckett to concede that the video is bad. Kuihman joined afterwards, and then did this basically, where it's like, okay, if the video fails in its fundamental premise, is not purity testing. Okay, this is retarded, very retarded.
Decided to make a video going over this very topic. And Kuihman, who at this point had made 50-something hours worth of content going over the Destiny drama, decided he would then purity test Beckett over this fucking Willie Mac video that apparently he didn't like very much.
I'm asking for you to engage with, like, the statements that are being...
Yes, he didn't like it because he lied in the video. He didn't like it because he I didn't like it because he lied in the video. He didn't like it because he lied in the video. He probably likes it for more reasons, more fleshed out reasons. But yes, the video's bad. The video's shit. The video's terrible. It is a bad video. He spends the latter half of it talking about fucking Beckett and Sunday for some reason, when it's a video about Destiny's allegations of non-consensual, revenge porn, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, it's a shit video. Willie Mac sucks.
Being made. If a video fails on its central premise, is it not, by definition, a bad video? You say you're doing something, and you don't do that thing, unless there's an intentional subversion. I don't see how you can say that's not a bad video. He failed on his central premise. That's it. That's it. That's where the point begins and ends. Now, I understand, Beckett, you can't call this a bad video because you're in a total fucking chokehold here because the video criticizes you. So if you say it's a bad video, you look like a spiteful bitch to these commentary cabal people. So you're in a total bind. You literally can't be honest about this at all. You're in the cabal's pocket where you're like, you can't say anything too crazy. Or you won't say anything too crazy. You're like, okay. Oh, I like all these people. That's you.
Well, I do like these people. Right. And sure, and I mean, that's me admitting a bias, isn't it?
No, but it's not just admitting a bias. It's like, I like all these people, so I'm opting out of every conversation about it.
Well, I'm clearly engaging in this conversation.
It would make it so you have to pull teeth to get anything close to a condemnation. You have to sit there and ask me if a video fails on its central premise, is it a bad video 60 times?
Well, I mean, again, you said this earlier as well. It's not just the Cabal. Like, it's a video that has criticisms of me in it, right? And like, I kind of don't want to rehash this.
If it was like a Nick Diorio video, just any given Nick Diorio video, I think it'd be the same. I understand that this is like why I'm using the word spineless, right? There's clips of Mrow talking about how he wants to fuck 17-year-olds getting posted on YouTube drama. And you're sitting there being like, oh, well, if I criticize Nick Diorio in the wrong way, then I might die. It's like, this is...
Well, it's not that I might die, it's just annoying to deal with.
It's just a very obvious problem that's going to annoy people when you're being asked a question. You're ostensibly having the conversation, you're being asked a question, and you're not actually answering it. You're not actually engaging with the point.
Okay, hold on. But this is the thing. That's my statement or my response to it was never enough.
I think it's really dumb to go up to people that you claim to like and then tell them that they should take your side in some stupid moral crusade that...
Okay, that's not what happened, though. I did that. Kuihman didn't do that. I did that. I'm the one that did that. Holy fuck. Okay, this sucks. This sucks. To be clear, I'm the one that went into the VC and started moral fagging to Vlad, or not to Vlad, fuck, to Beckett, and being like, hey, you should dislike this video because of the principles that I think you have, whatever. I'm the one that did that. Kuihman didn't do that. Kuihman like went in, from my understanding, and was like, and from memory, I guess. Fuck, it's months ago, Jesus. That was like towards the beginning of the year at this point. Like February, I think. Kuihman went in and was like, okay, Beckett, by your standards, this video is bad. It failed at its fundamental, you know, its premise. It failed at its premise of what it was trying to do. And then Beckett agreed. It's like, no, he's not asking you to take the side of like Willie Mack is a fucking bumbling retard, which he is, to be clear, he is. But he's obviously saying like, Beckett, you should say this video is bad because of the principles that you have. You have described this video as being bad. You're just refusing to say it's bad, is my understanding. Okay? This is not a moral crusade, also. This is not a moral crusade. It is a bad video because he lies in it. It is a bad video because at the end he says, oh, I still respect Destiny, and there's no pattern of behavior of him abusing women. It is a bad video for a multitude of reasons, not just because of one aspect or another, and not because of any moral aspect. Or yeah, I don't know about moral, but whatever. You know what I mean? It is a bad video. It is a fundamentally bad video. Willie Mack says some insanely stupid shit in it. In the first one and in the second one. And he should be criticized for it. And he should be lambasted for it because he made a terrible fucking video about Destiny. Willie Mack is compromised. Willie Mack was compromised. I don't know about anymore. But at the time, 1000% he was. 1000% he was. 1000%. 1000%. 1000% smile.
You are hosting as if they are supposed to give a fuck, as if you are entitled to them sharing your opinion. And in all honesty, this wouldn't be the biggest deal in the world if it weren't for the fact that this has happened multiple times. I mean, imagine for a minute actually getting into arguments with people you're friendly with online over their opinion of some random YouTuber. I mean, serious.
That's the whole point. That's the whole point. Are you just... Okay, dude, this whole mindset of, like, you can't criticize people you're friendly with, or you can't criticize your friends. It's so fucking retarded. Oh, my God. Who cares? 1000%. Dude, I'm not going to be complicit if my friend sits there and he thinks, like, the most retarded, bumbling, mind-numbing thing ever. Absolutely not. What the fuck? Yes, criticize people you like or you're friendly with. Who cares? I would rather people criticize me than fucking just glaze me 1000%. Like, what? No, yes, criticize your friends. Dude, I don't know where this mindset has come from. It has to be like Nick Diorio or some shit. This new mindset of like, if you criticize your friends, you're a snake is so fucking mind-numbing. Holy shit. Yes, you can criticize people you're friendly with or you're cordial with. Who cares?
Here is yet another argument that Kuihman had over Willie Mack with somebody that wouldn't fall in line with his point of view of Willie Mack.
If he made one done shitting on him, which that first video did shit on him, then that's enough to...
Whoa. No, okay, so the first video, did point out some things Destiny did wrong. It didn't shit on him at all. That's totally untrue.
A few moments later.
If your point is that he's not shitting on Destiny, that is incorrect. His videos are doing that. So yeah, I'm going to bring that up every time because you keep saying something.
But I didn't say he's never shit on Destiny. But I've never said he didn't shit on Destiny.
Kuihman gives the very absolute statement of, it is absolutely untrue that Willie Mack at all shat on Destiny. That
if he made one done shitting on him, which that first video did shit on him, then that's enough to...
Whoa. No, okay, so the first video did point out some things Destiny did wrong. It didn't shit on him at all. That's totally untrue.
A few moments later.
If your point is that he's not shitting on Destiny, that is incorrect. His videos are doing that. So yeah, I'm going to bring that up every time because you keep saying something.
But I didn't say he's never shit on Destiny. But I've never said he didn't shit on Destiny.
Kuihman gives the very absolute...
Okay, I mean, fuck, I feel like that's missing context, but whatever. Okay. I would say my point against Willie is he's very soft on Destiny. He isn't conclusive, and he tries his best to paint Destiny as redeemable when he wouldn't do that for anybody else. He would not do that for Hassan. He would not do that for Andrew Tate. He would not do that for fucking Vaush or any of these people, right? This is exclusive to Destiny. And then furthermore, he says Destiny doesn't have a pattern of behavior of abusing women. He is directly downplaying what is going on in those videos, or what is going on with Destiny and in terms of women, right? Willie is downplaying what Destiny is doing. Willie is, in effect, like it is extraordinarily soft on these people. Right? So does it shit on Destiny? Like, where it needs to, where it absolutely is forced to, yes. But like overall, it is very generous to Destiny. He wants to give Destiny a path to redemption where nobody else would. I don't know about these two clips. I feel like I'm missing context there. I feel like, I don't know. I'd have to watch the Twitter call. This is the same thing with the fucking North video. I feel like I'm just missing so much.
Statement of, it is absolutely untrue that Willie Mack at all shat on Destiny, that entire video. And about 15 minutes later, Kuihman completely contradicts that with the completely opposite statement that he never said that. So either he realized he fucked up during the argument, or he completely forgot he said that. Either way, very high IQ. And with that said, Kuihman's gay little crusade is not limited to little nobody shitters. Here's a handful of screenshots of him just going...
I'm telling you directly that I think the community's criticisms of Willie, for example, weren't worthwhile. Some of them hinged on being completely contrarian. This isn't... none of them hinged on being contrarian, by the way. This isn't me giving the game away. It's just me being honest and saying it's not really worth my time. I'm telling you that you're behaving exactly like the type of loser you would farm for a year, saying attacks on Willie are gross and a harassment campaign after being totally dangled on the substance by Aug. I mean, what's wrong with this?
Psycho on Nicholas DiOrio for not joining
Psycho? These are just... Who cares? This is tweets. What?
His side. And although I'm sure there's a plethora more examples of all of that we don't have time to go into today, I need you to simply bear all that in mind as we move on to the doxing of Willie Mack and his wife.
Bad Empanada did not originate my dox. He maliciously spread it everywhere, but my dox originated on a niche forum by this guy's unhinged viewers. So when I see this clip, it's obviously a dog whistle to fuck with me. He literally gets a donation that says, I understand what we must do. Wink, wink.
Okay, so right up front, before we deep dive into that, I need to make a couple things clear. Number one, there is zero evidence to substantiate that claim. As a result of that, I'm not going to make that claim. Point two is, I kind of understand where they're coming from. I kind of get it. Even though I don't agree with it, I understand. Well, what do I mean by that? Well, let you see, really...
Okay, what does he even say? Hold on.
To the doxing of Willie Mack and his wife.
Bad Empanada did not originate my dox. He maliciously spread it everywhere, but my dox originated on a niche forum by this guy's unhinged viewers. So when I...
By this guy's unhinged viewers. Okay. Where's the notepad? Where's the fucking notepad? Time to get autistic. Time to get fucking autistic. Holy shit. Gilded Pooh says he understands why Willie thinks his docs originated from Kiwi Farms by Kuihman's fans. All right. Okay.
I see this clip. It's obviously a dog whistle to fuck with me. He literally gets a donation that says, I understand what we must do. Wink, wink.
Okay, so right up front, before we deep dive into that, I need to make a couple things clear. Number one, there is zero evidence to substantiate that claim. As a result of that, I'm not going to make that claim. Point two is, I kind of understand where they're coming from. I kind of get it. Even though I don't agree with it, I understand. Well, what do I mean by that? Well, first, let me play you the full clip and let you see really what the subject of discourse really is.
Destiny actually called for my death, said he would kill me. There is actually a moment in this video that shows Destiny attempting to dox me as well. Obviously, I'm not the only person this has happened to. Now, something a little interesting I saw someone tweet out. A fellow by the name of Little Steve tweeted something very interesting out. Little Steve, Massa Stevie, said anything involving this bad empanada guy or anyone that supports him is justifiable ammo. Anything is justified against bad empanada and anyone that supports him. Well, let's apply those standards. Why are we saying this about Bad Empanada? Well, it appears to be because Bad Empanada
I'm like
doxed Willie Mac's
bracing
life.
for the most retarded take.
So, would Destiny be saying that those who dox people, those who make calls to violence or allusions to violence, should be fair game, and all of their supporters,
just rip the Band-Aid off. Come on, man. Just rip it off.
All the chatters that back them up, everything. Adjust everything against these people. Anything is justifiable. That seems to be the standard to me, is that anything is justifiable against Destiny and the people who support him. No? Is that not the standard? That's what he's laying out for me here. Now, I have principles. I don't think it's no bad tactics, only bad targets. That's not me. But Destiny is very clearly laying out that those are the standards that he believes in. Those are the standards he wishes to be enforced. Is if you're a doxer, if you call for violence, anything is justifiable against you and your supporters.
Order taken.
Okay, that's not what I'm saying, Max, actually. I just explicitly said otherwise, actually, Max. But Destiny is clearly laying it out for you. Destiny is clearly laying it out. He is saying, this type of behavior
very long
isn't
fucking
okay.
clip. Holy shit.
Anything is justifiable. That's what I'm saying here.
Yeah, so the fact that he is sitting there, smiling from ear to ear, as the doxing information of Willie Mac, his wife, and where their wedding is gonna be is just playing in the background, I can kind of see why Willie Mac came to that conclusion.
Willie Mac came to the conclusion that he was doxxed by Kuihman fans because the clip has Kuihman smiling. How is it fair at all to assume that Willie Mac, like, okay, if you just dug into it at all, if you just dug into the claim at all, there's no proof for it. So no, you can't understand it. You can't understand it because you're just going off of vibes. Dude. Okay, all right.
Even though I don't agree with that conclusion, especially due to said lack of evidence, I can understand why it kind of looks.
No, you can't understand it. Him smiling behind the clip does not mean anything when there is literally no evidence. This is why Mrow will never face cam. He'll never keep a straight face. I smile a lot. I'm a smiler. They call me the smiler.
That way. If I had to critique Willie Mac a little bit, I would say that if you really wanted to make the accusation of dog whistling, this would be a better clip.
No bad tactics, only bad targets, right? Just go the full way. Fuck it, man. Start contacting Reddit's service providers. Let's just start attacking sponsors. Let's just start attacking sponsors all the time, actually. Let's start calling Raycon about how Willie Mack hangs out with sex predators. With sex predators and people who sweep for sex predators. Because no bad tactics, only bad targets, right? We're about the goal, not the method, right? Call up and get Raycon on the line. Get NordVPN on the line.
Dude, is this guy out? He's okay, bro. How much for face cam? It would have to be a lot of money. I don't want to sacrifice my privacy for fucking 50 concurrent viewers. Not yet. Maybe if you guys start donating a lot. If I start becoming a millionaire from YouTube, I'll cam up, sure.
They still.
I mean, dude, I feel retarded even after having to fucking explain this. He's laughing at the absurdity. He's laughing at the fucking absurdity. He's laughing at the absurdity. Yes, it's absurd to think this. It is insanely absurd to think that no bad tactics, only bad targets is like a real thing. Obviously. Okay. What does Gilded Poo say?
Let's get that shit cancelled. No bad tactics, only bad targets. Obviously, I'm joking. I don't think it's no bad tactics, only bad targets. That shouldn't be the case. But that's what these people have adopted.
Let's be real here. The following is pretty much the exact same clip.
These people deserve rape. That's what.
What? What is going on? What?
Targets. That shouldn't be the case. But that's what these people have adopted.
Let's be real here. The following is pretty much the exact same clip.
These people deserve rape. That's what they, and I disavow rape, but it is what they deserve.
What Kuihman did there was...
Dude. Is Gilded online? I DM'd him and he did not respond. He is not responding to my DMs. Ooh. Ooh. Jesus. Oh my God. Dude. Okay, obviously those aren't the same. Those are not the same. Kuihman is criticizing Destiny's argument, Destiny's position of only bad tactics or only bad fucking targets, no bad tactics or whatever. He's criticizing that by laying out how fucking absurd and retarded it is. That's not the same as Nick Fuentes. It's not the, I mean, okay. Oh, Jesus. Jesus Christ. Okay, whatever. I mean, I think Kuihman's pro-rape. I'm sure. Listen, the old DGG logs, folks, there's some gems in there, okay? If Vlad really wanted to make... Never mind.
Essentially the same as what Nick Fuentes did, which was do the whole I disavow meme. You say exactly what you're thinking, you throw in, oh, I'm obviously joking, or I disavow, you just sprinkle that in there, so that whenever somebody...
Okay, again, but he's laying out why those arguments are absurd. It is absurd to contact sponsorships. It is absurd to contact or to dox people or to do all of these things that affect, you know, them monetarily or them, you know, socially in the real world in terms of like doxing, because that could affect family members, that could affect jobs, that could do all of this shit, right? It is absurd to go to those lengths to fuck with someone. That is bad to do. That is wrong to do. That is, you know, absurd to do. That is on another fucking level, right? And he's trying, I feel like pretty obviously he's laying out why that is absurd to do. And why Destiny is obviously, you know, hypocritical for acting as if Bad Empanada is unique in doing this, when Destiny himself also does this. Okay, King Cole, I don't think he's grandstanding over rape jokes. maybe, I don't know. Gilded Poo has the whole... Gilded Poo's entire content is basically just hypocrisy hunting because he makes it a point to not morally critique anything. He makes it a point to not morally critique anything. He does not have any moral standards. He does not care about child rape or child grooming unless it happens to his kid, for example, stuff like that. So I'm going in under the impression or under the assumption that he's not doing any moral arguments here. I'm under the impression he's just doing like hypocrisy hunting, I guess. But it doesn't really seem that way in this video. I don't know. I've had multiple conversations with Gilded Poo. I think he said some retarded shit. I think Gilded said some insanely retarded shit. But the issue is you can't really argue with him because he's trying to do fucking hypocrisy shit, right? So it's really difficult to argue with him.
He calls you out on it, you can come back with, well, you're being dishonest. You're clipping that dishonestly.
Because you are. Because he's trying to lay out the absurdity of those arguments, right?
He said somewhere in that rant that I disavow or I was just joking.
But it's not... Okay. Whatever. You guys, I've already made my argument here. I'm not going to keep pausing every 5 seconds for this. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, obviously, no. He's not saying, like, we gotta fucking kill this guy. I disavow, by the way, why Destiny's argument is absurd by showcasing the absurdness of it, I feel, right? I mean, I think that's pretty obvious, but we'll keep going. We can't pause Andy, okay? There's a 35-minute video. We gotta go all the way through, all right?
And that is, in all honesty, why it is that people are accusing you of dog whistling. Like, that's a large part of it anyway. And I can...
People are accusing him of dog whistling because they don't understand that he was trying to accuse Destiny of being a hypocrite. I'm gonna fucking lose my mind, dude. I'm gonna fucking lose it. Holy shit.
can kind of understand where they're coming from there, because that's kind of what it feels like, even though, again, there's no evidence to substantiate the claim. And I know for a fact that Kuihman is fully aware that the I disavow or it's a joke guys meme is complete bullshit. And the reason I know he is fully aware that it is complete bullshit is simply speaking because he just today, on the 22nd of August at the time of recording, released a video where about 15 minutes in, he is using a strange whataboutism where he's like, why are people upset over Hassan and not upset over this?
People pick up on this one so much and not the red bar clip, you know? That is interesting, isn't it? I've not heard anyone disavow this yet.
Oogie Gila game where she's lying on the ground and we see how many people could break into her house and just that's a joke too.
Like, dude. And we're crying about this.
Why would anybody be upset? He said it was a joke. Why would you be mad about that? Why would anybody be mad about that? And to add salt to the wound, he is not above making baseless claims. He bitches about fucking Willie Mack making that baseless claim, but is not above forming an entire fucking schizoid conspiracy theory based on, again, literally nothing.
The guy is like, as far as I can tell, like total grifter scum. The guy is like, I mean, he spent the whole first video on Destiny was almost like basically co-written by Not So Erudite. This guy was in DMs, talking back and forth to Not So Erudite. She's sitting there encouraging him to go after Sunday, stir Destiny. And you can see obviously why. Like, she's still hanging around Destiny. She still wants his image good. Willie fell for it, was a total mark. Played the game exactly the way.
Hey, there is proof of this claim. And I've already talked to the person who has proof. And I told them what I'll say right now. I think leaking it early before the video drops for fucking Gilded Poo for a sub 1K view video is a bit of a waste. But yeah, I think it's going to be leaked either way. It's going to be leaked in my video. It's going to be leaked in the person who has the information's video. Or it's going to be leaked on Twitter in like the morning if he decides to leak it to you know, dispel the criticism, this specific critique against Kuihman. So it's going to be leaked regardless. But yes, I can say with an air of certainty, or with absolute certainty, in fact, I will say with an absolute certainty, that yes, Willie Mack was in DMs with Erudite. Willie Mack was talking with Erudite, and that formed a large portion of his video in specific the Sunday section, right? The same way that Willie Mack was in DMs with Destiny when Destiny told Willie Mack that Kuihman spread his docs, or Kuihman's fans spread his docs or whatever, and he just took that and spread it uncritically, and then essentially smeared Kuihman. So yes, this is a pattern of behavior. To be clear, this is a pattern of behavior. This is Willie Mack's show being told by 2 content creators in private, in DMs with them, and it formed a significant portion of their content. So this is just correct. This is just true. But, obviously, whatever. When the video's out, you'll be able to see the screenshot, I guess. I don't have permission to leak it first, but I guess I'm not above talking about it because, Kuihman's obviously in this clip talking about it, and the video is going to be out in, relatively soon, so who fucking cares?
Way, however I wanted them to. I'm telling you for a fact, the reason that President Sunday section is there is because Willie Mack contacted Erudite and had Erudite tell him 90% of the story. She guided him through making that video. She was working with Sunday and Kilo. Jesus Christ, I'm choking. Sorry,
I don't see what the point is here with that. So you're saying, okay, let's say
feeding
there's a drama.
back and forwards, trying to create a PR piece for Destiny, fundamentally. That's what Erudite wanted. And Willie let her do it, basically.
Which, by the way, the only way that schizo theory could even work at all whatsoever is if Kuihman had access to DMs, which he doesn't have. The same lack of access he uses as an excuse to not comment on the Cherry and Just Ilk drama that was happening.
Wait. Dude, the comments. I just got DM'd a comment. Burn the World is saying W. This guy got... All of these people are just flamed by Kuihman. Aside from the weird anti-Semitic comment at the start, this is a great video. I had no idea Kuihman was such a bad person. Gilded responds, it was meant to be a jab at his frequent attempts at hiding his Jewish ethnicity for views. I recognize that doesn't translate well in the video. I'm far too pro-Israel to actually be anti-Semitic. I hope the next person who starts making these videos on me is less disabled than you and Vincent. Feel free to call in after this airs. Wow. Dude, so retarded.
Around the same time.
If they both leaked all their DMs, maybe I'd be able to come to a conclusion here, but I just can't. I'm not going to say Cherry's totally right and J-Stuck's a piece of shit.
This limey fuck is incapable of being consistent on literally anything.
Okay, relationship drama is not the same as a fucking production of a YouTube video. What are you talking about? Okay, yes, you can't come to the conclusion that someone is abusive from one-sided DMs that don't showcase abuse and then them repeatedly saying, oh, they're abusive, they're abusive, they're abusive. Listen, I like Cherry, but how is fucking anybody, how is anybody supposed to come to the conclusion that J-Stock's abusive from the shit that she released? You would obviously need more context. You can't come to a solid conclusion from that evidence provided. Now, I will say, okay, on the other hand, I think Kuihman... I think maybe a good argument could be made, okay, that Kuihman talking about the erudite thing without providing proof and just, relying on his word or something is a little gay, okay? But I don't think that's an inconsistency. I disagree that that's an inconsistency. Obviously, if you're shown DMs and they don't prove something, like, yeah, your default is going to be like, no, I don't think they're abusive, unless you show me more evidence that showcases, like, abuse, right? Okay, well, I need to rewatch. I need to make sure I'm not...
Doesn't have. The same lack of access he uses as an excuse to not comment on the Cherry and Just Ilk.
Okay, what is he saying for? I gotta...
Okay.
Let's say
Feeding
there's a
information
drama.
back and forwards, trying to create a PR piece for Destiny, fundamentally. That's what Aerolite wanted. And Willie let her do it, basically.
Which, by the way, the only way that schizo theory could even work at all whatsoever is if Kuihman had access to DMs, which he doesn't have. The same lack of access he uses as an excuse to not comment.
Okay, this is actually a slightly good point. Actually, okay, it's not inconsistent in that he is, I disagree with the inconsistency, but yeah, he probably shouldn't have talked about the Erudite shit without it being public.
On the Cherry and Just Ilk drama that was happening around the same time.
If they both leaked all their DMs, maybe I'd be...
No, this is mostly fine. I just disagree with it being inconsistent. These are not similar enough situations for this to be an inconsistency. Cherry accusing someone of abuse is very different than like the production of a YouTube video. I don't believe this is inconsistent. I understand the point that he's trying to make, though. I do think the point is fine. I just don't think it's an inconsistency.
Come to a conclusion here, but I just can't. I'm not gonna say Cherry's totally right and J-Stuck's piece of shit.
This limey fuck is incapable of being consistent on literally anything. How could he have possibly addressed the Willie Mac doxing situation without being accused of dog whistling?
How could I have made the point I made about Willie Mac without being accused of dog whistling to swat his wedding? How could I have... What is a way I could have phrased that point? That Destiny's standards leave his own supporters and fans open to being doxed and harassed. How could I have phrased that to where Willie Mac could not have accused me of dog whistling in the way he did? There is not a single way I could have phrased that where he wouldn't be able to make that same allegation.
I don't know, Kuihman. Maybe by not making that point at all.
W critique. Genius. Genius. Dude. Okay. No, this is epic. This is good. Kuihman's fucking raped, bro. It's fucking over. Listen, I put my eggs in the wrong basket, folks. Fuck, dude.
Point that Destiny's standards leave his own supporters and fans open to being doxed and harassed. How could I have phrased that to where Willie Mac could not have accused me of dog whistling in the way he did? There is not a single way I could have phrased that where he wouldn't be able to make that same allegation.
I don't know, Kuihman. Maybe by not making that point at all. One.
Okay. Maybe he saves it. Maybe he saves it. Let's keep going.
Way that might have really saved you in this situation is by either A, saying, fuck, I'm sorry to hear that. That's kind of fucked up. I don't believe in no bad tactics, only bad targets. And I don't think you should have been treated that way.
Has Kuihman not said this? I'm pretty sure Kuihman has said that, yeah, it's fucked that Willie got doxxed, and it's fucked that that shit's out there. I'm pretty sure he said that.
And then move the topic along. Or, if that's too gay for you.
Well, yeah, because he's not critiquing Willie. He's obviously critiquing Destiny, who's saying something retarded.
Just don't address it at all. You fucking said.
Just don't address. Okay.
There, gloating. You were smiling from ear to ear. Your response was literally, Willie Mac deserved it. That was essentially what you said.
What? No, that's not what he said. That's not what he said. No, Gilded. Gilded. No, okay. The crew, okay. Where is hold on. Where is here we go. Gilded, if you're watching, this is for you, okay? The critique here is not that Willie deserves it. It's actually the opposite, right? Because doxing is bad. There's no excuse for doxing, okay? There's no excuse for doxing. Doxing is bad, full stop. It doesn't matter if the person's a fucking pedophile or a murderer or whatever. Internet vigilantism is generally never going to end well. All right, we can look at examples like fucking EDP. He was mega doxed. His shit's out there. We know for a fact he was trying to meet up with like a 12-year-old or something, or a 13-year-old or however old she was, and he's still out there. He's not in jail, right? Internet vigilantism does not work. You need to go to the police if you have something against someone, right? So whether it's doxing Willie, whether it's doxing Destiny, whether it's doxing fucking J-Stock, or even me, or any of these people, doxing is not going to do anything. Doxing is purely a method of intimidation. It is an intimidation tactic to fuck with people online. That is it. Acting like there is a morally just way or morally just reason to dox someone is retarded, okay? Doxing is purely used as a tool to fuck with someone. That is what doxing is. It does not serve as any other tool. It isn't like there is no issue that doxing could potentially solve that calling the police or contacting the authorities would solve better, okay? Can we get the cat tummy gif for sanity? Yeah, sure. I got to remember which one it is. There we go. Tummy on day one, folks. Tummy on day one. So when Destiny says anything involving this BE guy or anyone that supports him is justifiable, it's obviously retarded because Destiny has a history, a years-long history of doxing people, and doxing people who associate with certain people. Food Shops, who is a Destiny orbiter, who's a Destiny fan, has even said that if you associate with Kuihman, if you associate with J-Stock, it is justifiable to dox you. So that is what DGG's opinion is, okay? What about the shadow government? Okay, well, I haven't thought about that yet. It's like, I don't understand how the criticism here is like missing him. Like, yeah, Destiny should not be saying this. Destiny is a doxer. Destiny will try to dox people because they are critical of him. And then obviously the response by someone in DGG would be like, okay, well, they're targeting his livelihood, they're targeting his job. All right. The issue is Kuihman hasn't done that. Now I think J-Stock has, to be fair. I think J-Stock has said that Destiny should not stream or something. But I think J-Stock is a little, I think J-Stock is slightly compromised in that aspect because of Cherry. He didn't really care about the Destiny stuff until the Cherry stuff was added. And then he started going really hard. And apparently he said that he thinks Destiny should stop streaming and stuff. So I do think he's slightly compromised. I don't dislike him. I still like J-Stock. I'm not going to, I still like him. But yeah, even if you associate with J-Stock, even if J-Stock's opinion is Destiny shouldn't be allowed to stream, I don't think that makes it so you should be doxxed, right? I think doxing should be off the table. I think this is internet drama. You should solve it with internet shit. You should solve it with fucking internet shit talk. That's all this is. And bringing like real life aspects into it, addresses, names, whatever it may be, I think is fucked. Because that can lead to real world. That can lead to real world harm. Fuck. That can lead to real world harm, real world consequences. Does that make sense?
Would Destiny be saying that those
gay little lisp,
dox people, those who make calls to violence or allusions to violence, should be fair game, and all of their supporters,
Bro is smiling from ear to ear the entire time as doxing information.
Is he smiling because of the doxing information, or is he smiling because of the absurd concept that he is verbally expressing? Can we think about this for like 2 seconds, maybe?
The fucking background behind him. Maybe just don't do that. If you believe that the principle of no bad tactics, only bad targets is a bad principle, then it shouldn't matter who the target is. If the tactic is bad, it's bad. Notice that at no point, by the way, in that clip, does he condemn any of the doxers involved, not even the act of doxing. He only can.
Is that true? I don't think that's true. I think Kuihman in that stream does say doxing is bad and you shouldn't dox. I could be wrong. I don't know. Is the VOD up? Fuck, I don't remember if the VOD got private because of the dox shit. Can we even find it? Okay, fucking no clue what that is. Jesus Christ. Misspell. When would it have even been?
It could.
Dude, someone literally, oh my God. Fuck Kuihman. I was literally going to make a thumbnail like this. I was literally going to make a thumbnail like this for my fucking main channel video, but now he's fucking done it, dude. Piece of shit. When would it have been? Cries doxing over JStock retweet. It wouldn't be this, right? Is it this?
Like, if he's...
No.
When they...
Glock.
When would it have... God, it's so long ago at this point. Okay, I'm spending so much time. If someone has the VOD or the edited video or even a longer clip, send it over. I'm not going to keep looking for it. I'm pretty sure I watched that stream live. I'm pretty sure he does say doxing is bad in it. I could be wrong. I don't know.
Condemns Willie Mack and Destiny.
I just asked the user with Kuihman. I mean, if Kuihman has the stream or the VOD, yeah, just send it to me. I'll look at it.
What he did was effectively...
I don't remember when. It had to have been like a month or even, at this point, 2 months ago. Probably like a month and a half. No, it'd be close to 2 months ago. It was a while ago that this all happened, I think.
Victim blaming. Not that I give a shit about that, but that's what he did. It doesn't really...
If you don't give a shit, then why are you saying it?
Seem very consistent with your alleged values whatsoever. In fact, to really hammer this point home, here is his reaction to Nicholas DiOrio canceling a podcast or some fucking shit because Dan, a Destiny Orbiter, was doxing people. And this is what Kuihman had to say in response to Nicholas DiOrio's tweet on that situation.
Can't even bring himself to take a doxing bad stance. He cannot bring himself to take a doxing bad, calling people at work bad stance.
The only time I ever see you say doxing is bad is whenever it's your enemies that are the ones doing the doxing. But when your enemies are the ones getting doxed, you don't really seem to give much of a fuck. If the tactic is bad, it's bad regardless of who the target is, according to your value.
I don't watch Bad Empanada. I'm not a big Bad Empanada viewer, so I hadn't seen this video in full. I didn't know the contents of this clip.
No discussing of any real or fictional children's age in chat, by the way, guy. I'm putting a firm ban on that. I think it's I don't want to give any strong critiques on children. I think that's bad to do. I don't think we should do that. So no discussing of any real children, whomever they may be offspring of. No discussing that, please.
Intimately.
I deleted the messages. I won't ban anybody, but if it happens again, I'll do like a 24-hour ban. If it continues to happen, I'll do a perma ban. I don't want any discussion of that.
Intimately. That's a very interesting choice of words there, Kuihman, after saying that you didn't know the contents. Which, by the way, don't worry, because not even 30 seconds later, he says the following.
Obviously, I knew what the clip was about because, I mean, everyone was talking about how Willie Mack had been doxxed.
So what he's saying is that he was fully aware of the contents of the clip and just didn't give a shit.
Not to mention, of course, this was weeks after Willie Mack had already been doxxed that this clip happened. The original dox. So the idea they contributed in any way is absurd on the face of it.
Now, to be fair to Kuihman yet again, there is no evidence to substantiate the claim that his community was the community that posted that doxing information on Kiwi Farms. However, I should point out here that there is really no reason for you to mention that that was released on Kiwi Farms weeks previously, when, as you said yourself in the video, that you only heard about it after Bad Empanada released it for everybody to see. So I don't really understand why you're mentioning how many weeks went by. Why are you even bringing that up? It's a bit disingenuous. It feels
How? What?
like you're trying to muddy the waters as to how culpable you actually are in the spreading of said doxing information.
Okay, how culpable is Kuihman if Bad Empanada produces a video? It gets like 70K views. What's the video at now? Fucking... SlopTuber, yeah, 70K views. And then Destiny's tweet, it's deleted at this point, but it got upwards of like 300K. I think it was at like 270K by the time that I saw it, or was able to get a screenshot of it. What is Kuihman's culpability there? At what point, you know, because at this point, like, I don't know, dude. No, he's not culpable at all. Bad Empanada posted the video. Destiny made the tweet that got hundreds of thousands of views. I don't think he's culpable. Honestly, I agree with fucking what's his name, Junk Drawer Gaming's position, where, you know, Kuihman could have handled it better on stream. He could have, you know, if you're dealing with dox shit, especially when you're, you know, criticizing the doxing or what's revolving around the doxing or whatever it may be, I think you can be more safe about it. You could have gotten a screenshot of it and then, like, you know, put a black box over the, you know, the video or whatever. But at the same time, I think the responsibility you have on stream is a little different than you have in prepared content, right? But yeah, no, Kuihman could have handled it better, but saying he's culpable or more or less culpable in the doxing is retarded at this point. Destiny is a insanely massive creator. Destiny is probably the reason why most people know about that clip, is because of Destiny. And also Willie Mac crashing out at it and then also making the fucking video recently. So I don't think Kuihman has any culpability for the spread of the information. Absolutely not.
Which, by the way, he's not.
Obviously not absolute, like, probably, sure, there's probably like a couple people that only found out about it from a Kuihman stream, but at the point that we were at, no, who cares? Destiny had already talked about it. Bad Empanada had already posted the video. Destiny tweeted about the Bad Empanada video. I don't think you have a significant responsibility to not talk about it when massive creators are then talking about it, right? At what point are we supposed to just continue ignoring something when massive creators like Destiny are able to, you know, loudly and proudly speak about it? I guess is the point, right? Where do you draw the line where it's like, okay, this is fine to talk about now, right?
Not really that culpable. Like, he does make a good point in that it was already viral by the time we talked about it, so it doesn't really matter all that much. But to claim that you're 0% culpable, which is kind of what he's doing there, is a bit dishonest, which I find to be interesting because of the following clip.
The idea that I am getting blamed for that live when I censored it in the upload got throwaway to censor it on Twitter, even though I usually don't control the people that fucking clip my shit at all. I don't like making recommendations to them or anything like that. I still went out of my way to fix that.
If your culpability was 0%, then what was there to fix?
Wow.
Kuihman is not dog whistling to an audience of doxers, but in fact is rewarding an audience of doxers.
All right, I need a break. I need to fucking give me like... This is false. Cats have that flap. Cats have that little pouch. Okay. To store fat during the winter. All right. So it does not mean that that cat used to be obese. It means that that cat lives in a variable climate. All right. Whereas if you see a cat maybe in a tropical climate, areas like California or Florida and stuff like that, they likely won't have that. But cats living somewhere like Canada or maybe in Europe where it gets colder and then hotter and the weather has variation between hot and cold, like a winter season. Oh, they'll get that. That sounds like, I mean, you can literally just Google it. That's what that pouch is for. It is for storing fat during the winter. Because they can't find a lot of food oftentimes. So they'll usually right before winter, the cat will bulk up and it'll gain fat in that pouch, and then throughout the winter it'll slowly lose the weight because he's using the fat stored there.
Hackers and doxers have been essentially supplementing his content, or at least his Destiny coverage, this entire time. But before I get into the really nitty-gritty of why I think it is that he, A, is rewarding doxers, and B, doesn't even care about doxing really at all anyway, I need to point out that Destiny actually predicted what was going to happen to Willie Mack 3 months ago.
Yes, but he's saying that because you won't come out and post a video like unequivocally calling me like a mass. This is what they do. So whatever like you're working on right now is a waste of time, because if you post this, you're going to have Hassan's community, you're going to have these people. That's fine, but you say that now, but it'll turn into them going after you, and then they'll try to dox you or your girlfriend, or they'll go after your family, or they'll go after friends of yours, or they'll go after.
Again, to be clear, my critique of Willie is not that he's not calling Destiny a fucking rapist. It's that he's downplaying what Destiny had done and giving him a path to redemption. He's trying to say that Destiny has no pattern of abuse when there obviously is, right? That is my issue. And then he also lied in his videos.
Other people in the commentary community until they make videos about you. Like, this is like the pattern. It is so fucking irritating.
Yeah, look at Willie Mack's fucking face. He's like cocky, he doesn't care, he did not see this coming. If I were one of these doxers, I would love that anytime I dox somebody that Kuihman doesn't like, that Kuihman will be all smiles. That would almost be encouraging.
But Kuihman didn't cover the docs when it came out. He covered a Destiny tweet criticizing Destiny. Okay, Kuihman didn't cover Willie's docs. Kuihman never covered Willie's docs. Kuihman criticized a Destiny tweet.
I don't think he actually gives an almighty fuck about doxing at all in the first place. So why do I say that? Well, literally, today, he did a stream where he said this about Dan.
Dan is an open liar. Dan is an open doxer. Dan's kind of a piece of shit a lot of the time. Dan doesn't give a fuck about morals or principles. He's just about, like, how do I win? He gets off on commanding an internet army. Almost all of his, behavior on the internet can be explained through the lens of a middle-aged man desperate for the feeling of power and importance, trying to weaponize the brigade of internet followers that he's got in order to muster that perception and muster that feeling in himself. Almost like there's no guiding principle, there's no evaluation of the world that's happening. Like I will say exactly what Dan is. But I love Dan, okay? I do love Dan. Gluck.
So much for having principles, bro.
Now I have principles.
You can think something's bad and then still be friends with someone who does it. Now, again, I say friend. I don't think Kuihman and Dan are friends. But you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Now, I have lines. I don't think I would befriend someone who's an active doxer. I wouldn't care if they're like reformed. Okay, a Salvo Pancakes type. I love that guy. All right. But yeah, like I would never be friends with someone like Dan. I would never be friends with someone like personal friends. Obviously, like content shit is different. Like I talk to people on stream. I talk to Dan on stream. I talk to Destiny on stream. I would talk to anybody who doxes on stream. I don't care. But like a close personal friendship, I would not do with someone who's actively doxing. But yeah, acting like you can't, like, yeah, you can still have principles against something. That's not what a principle means. A principle doesn't mean like if someone does something that you're against, you can't be their friend or you can't like them. That's not what that means. Like a lot of the music artists that I listen to are like terrible people. but I'll still like listen to their music. I think their music's cool. Like, this is retarded. Whatever, dude. Whatever, dude. I don't even care.
I have principles, but boy, do I love this absolute piece of shit. However, if that was the extent of my evidence, that would be pretty weak. Enter Salvo Pancakes.
Remember the old Kuihman?
I fucking called it.
Salvo. I did it live on one of his big streams.
I'll take that. I'll take that. I love Salvo.
So what does Kuihman have to say about Salvo Pancakes? Somebody that you could argue is the Saddam Hussein of commentary.
Now,
what?
I hear he did leak Nick Theo's phone number, and that's obviously totally fucked up. Like, that is like totally fucked up, and leaking people's like personal fucking contact info is, you know, I get why you would totally cut someone off and make them persona non grata for doing that. However, he was really funny. He did do some really, really funny streams.
So clearly,
what's wrong with anything that he said there?
Kuihman does not give an almighty fuck about doxing. But you see, like most things, it only gets worse from here. Kuihman likes to go on rants about reduced agency. It's like he almost loves that fucking line for some reason. Here's a clip of him using it now.
Almost every case where there is someone who targets a specific age range, I think it's predatory. Because I don't know why you're targeting that specific age range or mentally ill people other than the reduced agency, generally. That seems to be the case.
That makes people like Destiny predators. Okay, what if I told you that Salvo Pan...
Okay, someone literally made a chart. Where is this? Some fucker DM this to me. Hopefully it's a PNG. I can pull it up on stream. Okay, no, it's text. Okay. Melina. Destiny was 30. Melina was 20. There's a 10-year age difference. Rose. Destiny was 33. He thought Rose was 19, which is a 14-year age difference. Pixie is early 20s. Destiny was 30, so around like a 8 to 10-year age difference. There's another one. I don't know who this girl is, so I won't say her name. But she was 18. Destiny's 31. 13-year age difference. Lauren Southern, 25, 31. 6-year age difference. Mid-20s. Lav was 23. Destiny was 33. 10-year age difference. There's another one, 21, 35. 14-year age difference. So, acting as if like, yeah, there is a bit of a pattern here. There is a bit of a pattern here. There 1000% is a bit of a pattern here. And it's so funny. Someone sent this to me. I was talking with someone. I was like, what if we did like a chart that showed like the age difference by all the women that Destiny's like pursued publicly? And then he DM'd me today and he's like, here, someone just made it. So yeah, no, there is a pattern. There's 1000% a pattern of Destiny going after women in their late teens, early 20s. Is that predatory? Predatory. Maybe it can be. I don't know. I'd have to think about it. I think at first glance, yeah. At first glance, yeah, that's predatory. Why are you, as a, early 30s guy, specifically targeting women who are, just out of high school, early 20s? Like, yeah, I think most people would describe that as predatory. You are specifically going after women who have less life experience than you. Now, to be clear, as a 30-year-old going after a 20-year-old, or like a 30-year-old going after a 20-year-old is not always predatory. But having like an exclusive, like, whatever, like specifically targeting those women, specifically targeting younger women is predatory. I think. I agree with that. I agree with that completely.
Pancakes specifically targeted a mentally ill girl, and when I say targeted, I mean made her drink her piss.
Let me ask you a question, all right?
Is he falling for the Keemstar bit? Oh, dude. Okay, Keemstar literally did like a campaign against Salvo. Jesus, okay. This is rough. Am I too penis brainer? Is 10 years not that bad? No, 10 years is not that bad. 10-year, okay, again, if a 30-year-old dating a 20-year-old, who fucking cares? A 30-year-old dating a 40-year-old, who cares? A 40-year-old dating a 20-year-old, who cares? Like, that's not bad. But if you're 30 and you're specifically targeting women who are in their early 20s, right? If you're specifically targeting women who are in their late teens, early 20s, then yes, that is predatory. Because it has to be the case, in my mind, it has to be the case that you are specifically targeting women who have less life experience than you, right? Who you intrinsically have a power imbalance over. So no, 10 years isn't bad, but it can be bad. The same way, like, anything, like, as a rule, no, it's not bad, but it can be, right? As a rule, it obviously can be.
One point in this sexting, did you make a girl lick pee out of the toilet and on the ground?
No, because I can't make anybody do anything from a phone.
Okay, did you ask somebody to do that? How about that?
Honestly, I don't think it's the maturity level they care about. It's the body, isn't it? Yes, that's true. But how do they get to the point where they can, like, you know, have sexual intercourse or have sexual contact with this person, right? You obviously have to talk to them. And if you're 30 years old, it's probably going to be easier for you to, you know, use your life experience of things that you've discovered and whatever throughout your life to get with someone who's like early 20s, right? Probably going to be easier for you to do. So if you are 30 and you're specifically targeting women who you know you're going to have a power imbalance over and you know you're going to be able to convince to have sex with you and whatever. Again, it's not intrinsically bad, right? But you are targeting a vulnerability, I believe, which does make it predatory. Does that suddenly mean that the 20-year-old women that Destiny's interacting with suddenly have zero fucking agency and they really were getting raped the whole time? No, obviously not. If you're 20 years old and a 30-year-old pursues you and you choose to have sex with them, it's obviously on you. You probably wanted to have sex with the 30-year-old. But I think it does speak to the 30-year-old if they are specifically targeting younger people, if they're specifically targeting like late teens, early 20s. Again, as a rule, it is not bad, but it can be bad, I think. Or it can be bad. I don't know if it can be. Bad might be too charged. You know what I mean? Hopefully. Hopefully I'm explaining properly.
Again, I didn't see the text.
Okay, no, that's retarded. That's retarded. DeSally, that's retarded. Power imbalances are not fucking intrinsically bad. It doesn't matter if you're a streamer dating a fan. It doesn't matter if you're a fucking fan of an actor or if you're dating a manager at a coworker, like a manager at your job or whatever. That's not the type of power imbalance I'm talking about. I'm talking about life experience. You being a streamer doesn't really affect your relationship with your partner that much. Whereas if you're 30 and they're 20, I feel like your life experience differs a lot. In terms of, you know, whatever. I don't think job power imbalances really matter that much, but life experience and what you've experienced through your life, you are 10 years older than this person, whatever, I think that experience, that matters.
Messages.
No, they do. Power imbalances aren't bad. Every relationship is going to have a power imbalance. Every relationship ever is going to have a power imbalance. That's why when people, you know, criticize relationships for power imbalances, I think it's generally pretty retarded. Because every single relationship ever is going to have a power imbalance. I don't think that's a good line of critique. And that's not what I'm critiquing. I'm not saying power imbalance, you know, on its own. I'm saying Destiny has significantly more life experience, right? Than like women in their early 20s or late teens.
But I'll take your word for it. Did I say that?
Okay. Okay. So the woman that did that told Clara that you know, that she has all, I wish Clara was here to better represent the story, but the way I remember it is the woman has a lot of mental disabilities, all right, that did this with you, all right, and she feels like she's been taken advantage. Her family feels like she's been taken advantage of. This is a 20-year-old girl, by the way, and she's now been put in like some type of home because she's so embarrassed about what she did for you that she's suicidal.
She leaked it all. She made it public, and I have other text messages to prove that. I didn't know that she felt uncomfortable at all. It was to me. I didn't make any of this public, and all that I knew from literally into the moment that this came out was that she had no problem with me. So
he's not even denying it actually at all. He's just basically sitting there like, I didn't realize until just now she was upset by it. But
I know nothing about the fucking Salvo Pancakes piss shit. I couldn't tell you.
You remember the anti-Destiny moral crusade that I mentioned earlier that Kuihman has been going on about for the better part of 6 months? Well, part of that crusade was Destiny allegedly recording sexual encounters without the consent to record. What are the odds that our buddy, our pal, Salvo Pancakes did exactly the same thing?
The allegation is you went to Niagara, hooked up with this girl tour, and while you were hitting it from behind, she turned around and you were on your phone. Did you record her?
No, I already said no.
What were you doing on your phone?
I think I was checking like YouTube Studio.
Okay, so you definitely did hook up with this girl.
I don't know about that one. Probably another lie.
You just admitted that you hooked up with her.
No, you told me a story, and I said I didn't film anybody. I don't know who I hooked up with.
So unless you want to believe the hands...
Okay, what is this supposed to be proof of? That he's recording women without their consent? This is fucking... Dude. This sucks. Okay. Obviously, Salvo is different from Destiny. There is significantly differences there. And even so, Salvo can do something that you're principally against and then still like him, still think he's funny. I think Nick Fuentes is funny. Is he also a white supremacist that would like want me fucking killed and raped and hung and strung and skinned? Yeah, probably. I think Bad Empanada's funny. Would he dox me the second I, publicly go against him? Yeah, probably. Do I think Bad Empanada is a terrible person? Are you a mutt? Okay, come on, buddy. Come on, pal. I'm actually Blasian. I look like Markiplier except black. Blackface Markiplier. Is there an image of that? Blackface Markiplier. No images of Mark in blackface. This is not looking good. There's no way you're Blasian. You'll never know.
Caught in the cookie jar level excuse that he gave that, oh, he was just casual.
Freddy is Blasian? Fuck off. Freddy is not Blasian. You're lying. You're a lying piece of shit. Gilded Pooh's right about you. Freddy is not fucking Blasian, dude. Don't say that shit.
Perusing his YouTube Studio app while boinking some bitch. He was doing exactly what he was accused of doing. Come on. And with all of that in mind,
he was doing exactly what he was accused of doing. Is there any... Oh, you're just going... There's no proof. What are you talking about? Was there any evidence for that claim at all? Was there any... What? What the fuck? What the fuck?
Hands caught in the cookie jar level excuse that he gave that, oh, he was just casually perusing his YouTube Studio app while boinking some bitch. He was doing exactly...
Has there been a video leak? Has he confirmed it? Like, what are you going off of here? He's denying even ever having slept with her.
And with all of that in mind, I want you, the audience, to remember that Kuihman and Salvo Pancakes are best friends right now.
Me and Salvo are very good friends already. Okay.
No! 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 Dude!
Come on. And with all of that in mind, I want you, the audience, to remember that Kuihman and Salvo Pancakes are best friends right now.
Me and Salvo are very good friends already. Okay, first of all. So don't even attempt to drive a wedge like that, because we're very good friends already.
Yeah, so it's very...
Dude! He's pinned the tail on the donkey with this one, dude. He's pinned the tail on the donkey.
Apparent to me that Kuihman doesn't give a shit about things like doxing. You know, given the fact that he likes Dan, despite the fact that Dan apparently doxes people.
You can like someone if they do something you disagree with. We love Dan. We love Dan if we ignore what he did in Hawaii. Okay. If we ignore what Dan did in Hawaii, we love him. The moment that gets brought into the conversation, things get a little more. Things get a little different. Okay. I'm trying to think. Who is someone that I'm like friendly with that I disagree with on something? I mean, I was open to talking to food shops. I was open to talking to Glass. I was open to talking to Cameron. Who else? A Cheeto. I talked to a Cheeto on Kuihman stream. Like, yeah, you can talk to people. You can be friendly with people. You can even like people that you're critical of, or they do something you fundamentally disagree with. Like a retarded point. Like, no, you can criticize your friends. You can criticize people you like. You can criticize people who you think are funny. Who cares? Fembro. Do I have like an intrinsic disagreement with Fembro? Well, I think femboys are pedophiles. So I guess there is that. I guess there is that. Yeah.
And given the fact that Salvo Pancakes is literally infamous for doxing people on live streams, and let's be real here, criticizing Nicholas Diorio for not bitching at Dan loud enough for doxing, and bitching about Dan doxing, and bitching about Destiny doxing people, really falls flat when you're BFFs with literally Saddam Hussein. Going after Destiny for, quote, being a predator by going after mentally ill women, and also going after Destiny for non-consensually recording and sharing pornography, kind of falls flat whenever a...
Hey, is there proof that Salvo did that? Is there proof that Salvo has a history of targeting these women? Is there proof that Salvo unconsensually recorded a sex act? Because if there is proof of that, yeah, I think that's pretty damning. But is there any proof of that? He's denying even ever having slept with this girl. Right? It's like, no, Destiny and Salvo are not one-to-one. Even if Salvo did that, I think the severity there is obviously significantly less than what Destiny did. It's still bad. To be clear, I'm not trying to downplay what Salvo did. If he did that, which I don't think he did, there's just no evidence of. I don't want, like, obviously, whatever.
Stream your...
Girls leaked the sex and there was no videos. Yeah, I mean, if there's just no evidence of Salvo unconsensually recording anybody, to my knowledge.
On with Salvo Pancakes ends like this.
I appreciate you. I want to circle back with you in 1 month. I'm going to have you on once a month, and we're going to kumbaya, and we're going to laugh together, and we'll get along. I appreciate you coming on. I'm not going to keep you any longer. If you have any last words for me, any compliments for me, I'll take them. Any compliments for the show, I'll also take that. I'll take anything.
No, look, good luck. Listen, I hope you stay on YouTube this time, man. I like your streams, so... Gluck.
Wow, W. You gotta shorten the title card length. You gotta shorten it down a little bit. Come on, bud. What are we doing here? How fucking long is this title card?
Before I end the video today, I want to bring up a couple points. It's really strange that Kuihman privated not 1, not 10, not 30, but 600 plus VODs. And he did so not even a couple weeks after his response to Willie Mac. But what...
Okay, no, I don't care. I don't care about that at all. You can't control what happens on your stream, and YouTube often changes their TOS, and then they'll target older videos, you know, whatever. I think it's fine if you delete VODs, if you private VODs. Who cares? Who gives a fuck? If you really care, fucking download the streams. You know, when they go unlisted, download them. Archive them yourself.
What's even more interesting is he didn't just private an entire backlog, he also picked 2 very specific dates for which he privated a whole host of streams in between. That is, between the 13th and the 30th of July. So I have no idea why he privated all of those VODs.
I think he said on stream before, it's like after 2 months or whatever, he'll go through in private or whatever, I believe.
Alone the VODs between those 2 very specific dates, but I'll leave that knowledge and the speculation entirely up to you. And secondly, it's entirely possible that Kuihman and pals may label me as a Destiny defender or a Willie Mac defender.
No, you made some like retarded points. I don't think you care about either of those people.
In order to dismiss everything that I've said. And if so...
What have you even said? You've said like... he's a hypocrite because Salvo Pancakes was not, and then also or Salvo Pancakes with a fucking recording shit. And then you can understand how Willie came to the conclusion that he did. These are not like strong points that people would need to dismiss.
So I would be very surprised if I don't get doxxed as a direct result.
What?
Defender or a Willie Mac defender in order to dismiss everything that I've said. And if so, I would be very surprised if I don't get doxxed as a direct result. Thank you for watching, and if you liked this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and all that other gay shit. And if you really, really liked the video, please consider joining my Patreon. On top of that, I also have a Twitter account now, and you can of course join my Discord link down below. I'd like to say thank you to all of my patrons who naturally of course made all of this possible. And furthermore, if you don't want to join my Discord or Twitter or any of that other shit and you just simply want to watch another video, you should be seeing one on the screen right now. Thanks for watching and go fuck yourself.
Wow.